Yeah, all good. All good. Just going for a nice, peaceful walk this evening. It's late evening here. It's a beautiful late evening, spring evening, and yeah, nice and fresh. And I was doing a bit of reflecting how in football, a lot of people often think it's the big things that decide everything, winning the game or finishing higher up the league. Or my experience, anecdotally, a lot of people seem to think, okay, it's that sort of wonder goal. It's that world class pass or that last minute winner, so to speak, and those big moments. And those big moments are important, and we always remember the big moments. But I think for me, football, the way I see it, is more or less decided by what we would probably consider those small micro moments. Those small micro moments, sort of running the extra yard, that second run, that sort of tracking back, so to speak, that recovery run when sort of nobody's watching type thing, that extra set in the gym, the training throughout the week and when nobody's watching type things. The decision to keep going when your legs got lactic acid and you're sort of struggling through type thing. And I speak anecdotally based on my experience over the years. This is sort of my thoughts and sort of my reflections where, I think for me, teams don't always lose because the players don't have the talent. Sometimes they lose because they might switch off for a moment, for a second, that delayed reaction, miss out on that second ball, lose that sort of 50-50, so to speak. One pass that's played without care, not concentrating, not focused when you get an opportunity to sort of score the goal, not sort of tracking back, because football does not always give you huge margins. Normally, football is won by fine margins, by millimeters. It's about how you respond when you make that sort of mistake. Whether one of your teammates makes a mistake, or do you criticize them, or do you encourage them? Do you sort of get behind them and say, come on, let's keep going? How a player responds when things aren't going well, concede an early goal or concede against a run of play, so to speak, turning up to a game when the confidence is low, so to speak, when you sort of physically in the 90th minute and you've got added time and you can sort of feel, or waiting for that sort of final whistle, clinging on to a 1-goal lead, or or trying to get an equaliser in that sort of time frame. And I think for me, that's when you find out who you really are and what you're really about. And the powerful thing is that for me, you don't need to win the game in the moment. You don't need to win a game with just individual brilliance. It's these micro moments that are really important. Win the next action, the next tackle, the next pass, the next decision, and do it with focus and sort of with care. And when enough players in the team do it together, the whole team dynamic changes. You got that sort of momentum. The momentum changes. Belief changes. And I suppose, in one sense, it's similar in life as well. That sort of momentum change. When you keep sort of moving forward, when you keep turning up, so to speak, when you take responsibility for the small actions. Because in football, life, academia, in my experience, what I think, and these are my thoughts, I'm not giving any advice or making suggestions, it's the small actions that matter. Those small actions, sometimes those incremental actions between sort of that individual brilliance when it pops up, that makes all the difference, really, between nearly getting over the line and actually crossing over the line. The big outcomes, the winning the leagues, surviving relegation, winning the game, the big game, the knockout game. The way I see it, the big outcomes are from these small micro moments, focusing 100% on the next action. But that's my take on it. It's always great to hear your take on it as well. That's my take on it.